This is a classic example of how a mirror can act as a spiritual portal for a lost soul, confused and unable to move on. Let me tell you a chilling story that proves just how deeply mirrors are tied to the spirit world. This is a true case that has been documented multiple times, including in the famous ghost hunting book, The Haunted Mirror, by John and Rachel Goodwin. This story is about David, a man who bought a new home in a quiet suburban neighborhood. David, like many of us, was drawn to antique furniture and quirky decorations. One of the first things he noticed when he moved in was a full-length mirror leaning against the wall in his attic. It was an antique mirror, old, ornate, and framed in dark wood. He thought it was beautiful, but what he didn't know was that the mirror was already haunted. At first, David didn't think much of it, but over time, he started to notice subtle, strange things. A cold draft near the mirror, a strange sense of being watched when he passed by it, and the flickering of his own reflection. He could swear that sometimes, the reflection in the mirror wasn't entirely his. David stood in front of the mirror, watching his reflection as usual. But this time, something felt wrong. His reflection didn't mirror his actions exactly. Instead, it seemed like there was something else behind him, just out of sight. When he looked back into the mirror, the reflection had changed. The shadowy figure was now closer, moving on its own. It was someone else, someone standing directly behind him. The next morning, David learned that the previous owners of the house had a tragic story. The house had been the site of an unexplained death, where the previous resident, an older woman, had died under suspicious circumstances. Rumor had it that she was attached to the mirror, unable to cross over, and it was said that her spirit was still bound to the house through that very reflective surface. This is a classic example of how a mirror can act as a spiritual portal for a lost soul, confused and unable to move on.